Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a first impressions and review on the Tarte 2-in-1 foundation, or it's actually called 2-in-1 CC Foundcealer color correcting, and this has an SPF of 15 sunscreen. It is part of the Amazonian clay color correcting clay line, and the color that I got is in light medium. And let me show you what the bottle looks like. So this is what the tube looks like. It's called a Foundcealer. So it's supposed to have the coverage of a foundation and the concealing nature of a concealer. It supposedly has their colored clay technology. It has the red, green, purple, and yellow clay to, I guess, color correct any imperfections on your face. So I did purchase this myself, and I purchased this on QVC. It came with a brush from Tarte, which has the smaller little angled side, and then it has the fluffier, very densely packed buffer side of the brush. I'm going to start first with how I showed my application earlier this morning, and I've been wearing it all day today, so I'll come back after that and let you know my thoughts on it. So I'm going to start with the, I'm going to use the Cover FX Mattifying Primer, and this is just what I've been using lately, so I'm just going to use a little bit. Don't mind the hair, guys. I'm getting ready, so that's just what it is. And then I'm going to use the brush that it came with, which is this dual-ended brush. I haven't used this yet, but I have washed it. So, yeah. I'm just going to put it on the back of my hand. So it has this really thick consistency, if you could see that. I don't know if this is the color of my skin. I'm hoping that it is. Consistency, if you can see that. It's very thick, moussey-like. And I'm just going to apply this the way that they suggest you apply it. So, around my nose. It's supposed to work as a foundation and a concealer. So, it looks a little orange. Actually, in the camera, it looks yellow, but on my face, it looks a little orange. It's interesting. So, I'm just going to use this amount for now. And then, yeah, it does look a little orange on my skin after. We'll see how it blends. And then, so I'm just dabbing it on with this side, and then I'm just going to buff it out with this. So let's start buffing. This is said to be a full coverage foundation, so we'll see how that claim goes. It's going on pretty smooth. I will need another layer though, that's for sure. I could see that already. I don't know. Let's see. I'm gonna put another layer on, you guys, because in the camera, if like in my viewfinder, it feels like it's still blotchy, but when I'm looking in the mirror, it doesn't look as blotchy. It's not the color of my hand, that's for sure. And I don't know if I mentioned it before, but it does have a broad spectrum of 15. So I'm just going to dab this on again. And I'm going to put some on my neck because I have white neck problems. Concealer, so I'm going to use this as a concealer, under eye concealer. Push this up. It blends in really well. I do have a breakout right here, if you guys can see. So there's still some on the brush, so I'm just doing the dabbing motion here. I'm just using what's on the brush left over to kind of just do some spotting, some spot dabs. I don't know what it's called. Spot dabs, and make sure I'm blending down my neck. So this color seems like, even though I thought it would be extremely dark, it doesn't seem so extremely dark on my face as I'm looking at myself now. It doesn't really look like a dewy finish. It looks more of a satin finish, but I am going to set it like I always set everything. And yeah, let me scoot back a little bit. So if you guys can see, this is the coverage that it has. It does feel on my skin a little like tacky, like it doesn't dry to a powder, at least it hasn't. Foundation is supposed to mimic the full coverage that you get from their best-selling Amazonian Clay foundation with the power of a concealer inside. So I actually have not tried that foundation, so I can't compare and say, yeah, it has the same coverage, but it conceals really well. But I am probably going to add a little bit of lightness around my eyes only because it is a little bit darker. It's not so dark, I think. The coverage seems good. I don't know. What do you guys think? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this with my NYX Mineral Set It, Don't Fret It matte finishing powder, because this is what I've been using lately and I absolutely love it. My color is in light medium. I'm going to put this on top of here, and then I'm going to finish my makeup and wear my foundation for the rest of the day. And the Foundcealer. I'm going to wear the Foundcealer for the rest of the day, and then I'll come back and let you guys know how I think about it. So it is now 9:30 at night, okay, and I put this on about 10 o'clock this morning, so I've been wearing it from 10 o'clock a.m. till about right now 9:30. And first I wanted to start off with the application, my thoughts on the brush that came with the product. I absolutely love this side, you guys. I think this is, as you saw in before when I was applying it, it was easy to dab this on and really work this into my under eye area and all of those spots under my face. This side, I'm not too sure of. It's not, it is densely packed, but it's kind of rough. It's not soft. This is pretty soft, but this is actually super dense. It doesn't move very much. There's no real give to it. It's extremely, what's the word, like, it's dense, it's stiff. It's extremely stiff. This is not so stiff, but it's really densely packed. I'm not usually a fan of dual-sided brushes because I think they're really hard to store. I can't store them in my brush holder back there. You have to store them flat because if you store them like this, you know, it's going to smash some of the bristles. So that's the only reason why I'm not that much of a fan of dual-sided brushes. But so far, I did wash this before I first used it, only because, you know, I always wash my brushes before I use them. And no shedding, or there was no shedding and it stayed pretty much the same shape, so it didn't lose its shape, but it was only one wash. So yeah, now on to my thoughts on this Foundcealer. It didn't oxidize, so if you guys, I'll just give you let you see how it looks now. I am greasy. If you notice, I'm pretty greasy, but I do have some blemishes here. The coverage is really good, but for some reason I felt when I first put this on and I kind of set it with powder, and I did set it with my NYX setting powder, it felt a little cakey, like it kind of grabbed onto my skin. And let me see if I'm here. But this Foundcealer, the more I wore it throughout the day, the better it started looking on my skin. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but cakier it got as I wore it throughout the day. It feels like a fuller coverage foundation, so I agree with what Tarte is claiming that this could be. It's thicker, it has a lot more coverage, you feel it on your skin. It's not that kind of an invisible foundation concealer for me. It didn't oxidize, which I was surprised, because when I first put it on, if you guys noticed, I was thinking, oh, it's a little dark. I don't know how it's going to be if it oxidizes, but it doesn't look like it really changed any color throughout the day. I did have to blot my face one time only, which was amazing pretty much. But I also kind of contribute that to my NYX setting powder. I think that is amazing, that NYX setting powder. So I'm not sure if that's what it was, and I did not use a makeup setting spray. So just to let you know, I totally forgot when I ran out of the house this morning. I forgot to set my face with a makeup setting spray, so I didn't use a makeup setting spray. So this is pretty much how it looks right now at 9:30 at night. So overall, I think this is a really good foundation concealer for evening or those times you really need some coverage. I want to try this with maybe a beauty blender because I feel like it might not feel so cakey or so thick on my skin. If you do like super thick foundation, this will be good for you if you need like super full coverage, but I just don't know how well it'll do with a beauty blender. I feel like it might feel better on my skin. I felt like I had foundation on my skin, and you know, if you don't like that kind of feeling, then this might not be for you, but it definitely was good. I mean, I don't feel like it settled too much in my pores or in my fine lines. I'm pretty damn greasy, you guys. I'm pretty damn greasy right now, so you definitely need to use a setting powder or to blot your face throughout. Do you have super dry skin, you guys? I don't think this is for you, for super dry skin chicks. Definitely not, because I do feel that it will feel more cakey if your skin is very dry. So you definitely need to moisturize and use a primer. So my final thoughts, you guys. When I first put this on my face this morning, I wasn't in love. I felt like it was very cakey, and I actually wanted to just take a makeup wipe and wipe it off because I felt like cake face. Especially when I set it with powder, I felt cake face. But, you know, just giving the benefit of the doubt so that I could test it out for you guys and let you guys know how I felt about it. As my oils kind of like mixed with it, I don't know. But as the day progressed, I felt like my skin looked better, like the foundation like settled and it just looked better. So yeah, so I would actually wear this again. If you had asked me this morning when I first put it on, I'd be like, nope, not gonna wear this. Way too thick, not good. But now as I've kind of settled in through the day and seeing how it looks on my skin right now, I will definitely wear this again, but on those days that I really want that super full coverage. That was my review, guys. My review, first impression on the Tarte Colored Clay Foundcealer. Let me know if you have any questions, and thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next time in my next video. Bye, guys.